All right. Hear ye, hear ye. Hear ye, hear ye. All right. Welcome, y'all. Welcome, y'all. I am your host, Ira Bush. This is the show, Dynasty the Podcast. And, I just want to start off by saying, like I do every show, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Um, Words, encouraging words of the day, man. Like I've been saying, man, every day you have big or small obstacles depending on what is the nature of the situation, how you take that situation. It ain't nothing new today, man. I come in, it's a nice facility, nice studio, nice whatever. But unfortunately, everything will never be smooth sailing. Nothing will never be perfect. I come in, there's a light. We have the the lighting, um, the little thing where you put your iPhone and light, the backdrop, whatever. It's only one of those available. So I came in. I ain't in no rush to start the show. So I came in about 15 minutes before. I mean, after I was scheduled. But it's goofy. It's goofy energy that I have. Like these people have. That's in this facility. The guy that's in this that's over this whole center. I talked about the little vendetta he got, and he's mentally blocked by the fact that he's not white, and he got to actually represent everybody, the people. When he come in here, he can't have a secret vendetta. He got to have a mindset of I'm gonna be a professional. So, I come in, I know I was gonna use it, but he got a whole bunch of lights. The lighting in there is way greater than the lights in here. And I'm confused by the fact that they won't let that was just something. I wish it was a little bit better lighting so I had experience that. Sorry for the what is it called, the technical difficulties of the lighting this episode, but we're gonna make sure that gets situated. I'm gonna come on time so it won't be no issue like this no more. Cause I know that's what the main thing. People want you to come in because you put the time of 2 o'clock. I came in at 2:15. Weirdo energy, man. People want to, have got a block of fake authority in their head. They're not controlling those situations at all. So I just had to squash that little roach. But let's continue. Yeah, you just said freedom of speech, man. Speak your mind. I really, it's a good time. I feel like the children probably in a good space, and the adults are too. It's a good time, like a reset. The winter is gonna be cool. It's been hot today, but it's gonna get cool in a couple months. If you up north and you or Midwest, is already cool for you. Football's back. Yeah, this is not. I'm not trying to go too political day. I'm not trying to go too much in order. Saturday, I'm gonna get back to go watch the game. When it comes to consistency, I'm just getting in I had to switch scenes, and the routine has to get back on point. So that's all it is. I had to switch routine, switch it up a little bit, and we're gonna be on point. We should. I'm aiming for at minimum it'll be 4 shows a week. So now that we got a certain thing going, I'm gonna try to make it 5, but definitely 4. And yeah, college today I watched a little football. I was watching the Clemson and what they put Clemson and Georgia Tech game, which is definitely the game of the 12 o'clock game of the day. So I didn't like how Clemson went out there. They didn't look like the Clemson teams are old. I don't know if Dabo Sweeney's still the head coach there. If he is, he need to. He's known for recruiting, getting all the 5, 4 stars. Developing those guys, and their team didn't look too tough. Georgia Tech looked like they got a very well organized program. Those players are staying 3 to 5 years. They got a nice program, nice system. Definitely the nice strength of program. The DBs are 6'1" and up across the board. They out there running around. So when those types of teams, hopefully they got the depth to be able to withstand because they started off hot last year. Just being physical and fast. They running back probably top 4 or 5 running back in the nation, and some people might believe he's the number 1 running back in the nation because he's in the ACC. So with those being said, it was a nice game. I watched the first Saturday. I had to come here and do my show. I left at halftime, so that was a nice game. I don't really have no I picked Clemson to win that game, so Georgia Tech showed up at home. They was up by 6 when I left, so that's some real that's gonna be a good upset for them. Clemson's number 12 team in the nation right now from the reports. Okay, no, it's fun. Numbers. Hopefully you can get involved. You got your little fantasy draft systems going up, and college football is just as much going on in college football than it is in the NFL. So I'm glad it's fun. It's fun time to talk sports and stuff like that. So it's good. What's next? Oh, okay. Moving on. College. I think what's the game? Okay, the 4:30 game on which I'm gonna be watching. The 4:30 game, Miami versus South Florida. I actually believe South Florida's gonna win that game. I was big on the quarterback for South Florida last year. I'm even bigger on him this year. They started off with the same. I think they had the same schedule as last year in the beginning. It showed me then they only a year away probably. So the fact that they kept their core group, they got a lot of that that selfish energy over there in Tampa is very militant to me. I don't see the players running around Tampa being a distraction. I don't the programs they running the program. I'm telling you, I don't see no football players not taking this serious, not taking it, trying to be going to the next level, and I appreciate that because I'm from that area and it's a lot going on in that Temple and that Pinellas County, Pasco area that I'm definitely tied to, especially on the sports level, just being from there. So I'm glad to see South Florida, had that upset in Gainesville last week, and they coming to Miami. I wanted to go to the game. The game was not expensive. I was thinking about it, but I was like, man, just stay consistent. Like, don't even worry about it, cause I could have went, and I was like, nah, I ain't gonna trip on it. I'm gonna just watch from home. You feel me? So, and I'm gonna do my show. I'm gonna talk about it. But yeah, I think South Florida gonna win. They definitely not getting beat by. I think the point spread was like 17 and a half. I don't believe that at all. So, you know, definitely don't think that's gonna happen. But it's gonna be good, man. I just think South Florida had that mentality to establish the line of scrimmages. Don't get caught up in that fancy hoopla Miami tradition. You come down here, it's a bunch of people that never played for the University of Miami, and they out here, oh, Miami, Miami. We used to win. That's the energy that I used to get when I was in high school coming down here. I was not a Miami fan. I was grew up a Florida State fan. But when I became a football coach, there's no picking a college team no more. You got players that go anywhere, go anywhere outside the state. You can't have those type of bias attitudes towards the institution, because if you do, the way the coaching pipeline and the way that it works, you got to be able to communicate with all coaches, all aspects, all different states. You can't shut yourself off from and you could be coaching world. It's opinion, having an opinion. You see these people who done played in the league and coach have opinions all the time. So you have your opinion that people shouldn't don't get it twisted. Everybody human, so you can have your opinion, and it can be the complete opposite, and then it's always people correcting misinformation. But this is sports. This is opinionated stuff, and that's all I can say about that. It's a good time. Everybody chill. That's gonna be, to me. That's the game of Florida. You feel me? So. I think FIU plays FAU today as well. That's another thing. I think they were playing. I think they wasn't in Boca. I don't think they was in Boca. Let me see. Shit, I might have to go pull up there in Boca. Let me check that out. I don't think they is, but they might be in Miami. I don't know. They might be. Let me check that out. Cause that's the place to be if you in the Palm Beach County area. You go out there to Boca Raton if they and enjoy the tailgate with the for the FIU game. That's right up the street. So that's gonna be lit. Let me see where they playing at. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Uh, this is all of them. It might be already going. Might be. Let me see. Oh yeah, they in Miami Pitbull Stadium. Pitbull. The ticket $17, man. That's not bad. Oh yeah, so and it's a pit to be a close game. It's a lot going on in the beginning of the year over here in Florida. So Miami, two Miami games. They talking about the tickets is $14. I don't believe that. they got that low. That mean people could have thought it was gonna rain or something, but they split between each game because that Boca and that Miami jump for real. Especially with FIU and FAU. So you know how they used to be in the same conference, they don't switch 3-4 times, both of them. So yeah, that's lit. And you know they in good position for both of them being in the conference they in. So that's lit. Shout out, you know, Miami is lit tonight, man. Everybody pop what it is that they popping in the bottles, that Welch's grape juice and that Welch's red bubble juice, that high grade, get that red grape and that green grape. Yeah, we popping those today. I just laying out, but it's gonna be lit out there in Miami. Hopefully, it don't rain or thunder or lightning mess up, but everybody playing this evening. Oh, so let's move on, man. There's too much going on college. That's pretty much it, man. Stay tuned. I don't know if it's not shouldn't be. It was not a no upsets that I seen. The only game that's worrisome is that Clemson game, and yeah, right on to the WNBA playoffs. I think the biggest thing to me, okay, the teams that made the playoffs, I did not announce them. I did not go over. I didn't break down on the matchup. There's four series. There's only 8 teams that make the WNBA. Number 1 and 8 seed Minnesota is the 1 seed versus the Golden State Valkyries, which this is Golden State Valkyries' inaugural season, which is their first season. If you don't know what inaugural means, and they made the playoffs. They had the AC. They beat out the Los Angeles Sparks. There was 2 games under 500, and the Valkyrie was 2 games over 500. So that was a nice. They did a good job of sealing it up at the end and separating from that. And also Washington Mystics fell off. They had a bad spurt at the end of the last 2 or 3 weeks. So Chicago, Washington, and Los Angeles. I don't know what teams won't make it, but they looking like, man, the faster they could get this to like 12 to 16 teams making the playoffs, it'll be better for the league. These only 13 teams, so I think it's 8. Not having 5 make it as bad. It's very, very evenly matched. But those 3 superstars, that backcourt and that being able to be that transitional player playing all 4 positions, sometimes 5 with Angel Reese, and I mean not Angel Reese, but yeah, Angel Reese could play the 5 position on defense, but all that stuff come with time. You still got Angel Wilson who closed the season well. You got your girl Kiki over there, and her two running mates. That's very nice. Seattle got a nice big. That's a center. I think the young guard. I mean the young center and forwards in this league had to come because the reigning MVP is still at the top of her game. So this is gonna be lit. You got Brittany Griner with the 3 seed at Atlanta. I think that's monumental in itself. Golden State matches up well with Minnesota. If Minnesota had to pick out of those teams, they do not want to play Indiana or Golden State. Those teams are designed the same way. They shoot the ball. New York got an ability, but they had a lot of injuries for New York. Seattle's probably the same thing, but if they can intertwine, if their young center could come in and give them 14-8 or 8-14 off the bench with 25 minutes and extend in this playoffs with the veteran leadership in Seattle, the veteran, the balance of guard and the balance of front court and back court that Seattle has at the 7th seed is still going to be a difficult matchup. I think Las Vegas has a little bit more depth far as they have a advantage. It's not really an advantage. It's gonna be a tough matchup for Las Vegas. The 2 and 7 seed is about the same as the 1 and 8 seed. The matchups for Seattle could easily beat Las Vegas. I think Asia Wilson and her backcourt have to shoot the ball well to beat Seattle because Seattle is gonna shoot 10 threes a game, probably 8 to 10 threes a game, and their percentage is 40%, and they get to the free throw line. They do a good job rebounding. They just have to do a better job of not allowing people to go to the paint, and that's where the young center come in. She has to come in and patrol the areas when the starters go out. So that's all. It's gonna be good. And I watched enough WNBA this year to actually break down some stuff for real for all these teams. So y'all better come ready because I'm only gonna get sharper and better with this league. So that's all my message for that. And I let y'all slide the last 3 weeks, so I ain't gonna say too much. But now let's close this show out very properly with the base of this show, which we gonna stay on point. The political world is very important to me because it's so much stuff still changing every day. It changes. This we're gonna talk about one. We're gonna close it because it's not gonna be. It's not a long show. I don't think I'm. It's 15 minutes in, so we're gonna break it down. We're gonna do as many as possible. We talked about college. We talked about WNBA. I let y'all know what really be going on. I had to break down that little story of what that's coming in here, but we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it P, as they say. Um, before I even move on, let me say the stuff that I wrote down for that situation. This is like advice and my mentality on it. This is like a note to this dummy. Not even a note. This is a what do you call it? A statement. Okay, the library. Okay, there's people hating and not having the courage to be a man. This would be challenging. Gatekeeping free government paid equipment and y'all already know I told you why I said those things. And that's all. And he really just mad because I ain't falling in line. I ain't falling in line with whatever he got in his world. My world is different from his. So whatever he got in his vendettas, that's his. That's all I can say on that situation. Now let's move on. We spoke on that. Now let's get right to it. Now this executive order 14331 August 7th, 2025 by the person that's in charge supposedly of the United States of America. Financial institutions have engaged in unacceptable practice and restrict law-abiding individuals and businesses access to financial service and bias of political or religious beliefs or lawful business activities. Some financial institutions participate in the government-directed surveillance programs targeting persons participating in activities and causes commonly associated with conservatism and political right following events occurred near the United States Capitol January 6, 2021. The federal government suggested that such institutes flag individuals who made the transactions related to the companies and Campbell's and Bass Pro Shop who made peer-to-peer payments that involved terms like Trump or MAGA, even though there were no specific evidence tying those individuals to a criminal crime. Now, there's some other stuff going on in this. I'm going to continue to read, but I'm going to pause for a minute. Guaranteeing fair banking for all Americans. Quick story. Now, 2017, 2018, around that time, I was in Tallahassee, Florida, which is the capital of Florida. I was staying up that way. I was working and staying up that way. I had a lot of stuff going. Now, I was saving. It wasn't a lot. I was working. Everything I earned, I split it. I use it for food, and I try to save a lot more than I ate. And it was working okay. It was okay. But I got some money sent to that account, but the account had a limit. And it was not a small amount. If I tell you the amount, you might not believe me. But I will say this. I'm not telling a lie. If I'm lying, I'll fly. The amount was so big, I went in, I let them know that somebody sent me some money, which happens all the time. People, family members that they don't know that, or people who care and want you to be successful, give you something and they want you to do something with it. So I'm like, man, I'm in my, I'm in my prime. So I'm like, I'm coaching and I'm working. I'm focused right now. And I had to handle a situation with the stupid capital of and the stupid state of Florida dealing with this thing called child support. I had got all the paperwork was I got off child support before my child. She is still a minor, and thank God for the person who had my child that took me off. I appreciate it. They drug their feet for a year and a half, 2 years, whatever it was, to really actually get to doing something. So I was appreciative. I'm glad. It's been a long time since it happened. I mention that all the time. Appreciative of that. But that was when she put me in these people business. I went down there. This is like top 1, 2. Why I'm down here? I'm talking about getting my teeth, get my I got my dental appointments caught up, and I had to make sure this it was already out of hand from jump. It was 3 years, 4 years in, In the first 2 years, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? They did it was not direct at all. You know what I'm saying? Then it was back pay that I didn't deserve because I was around my child for those first 2 years. That was complete fraudulent lie. And then the judge, the lawyer, the person counterparty to sit next to me, all of them and her came in there and did they gang warfare tactic to destroy black men. That's just what it was. And she's a black woman supposedly, and she didn't, you know what I'm saying? She was doing op type activities, and that's all. But when you go on collections for when you go on collections for your license being suspended and them taking away, it's too much. Driving doesn't have nothing to do with trying to provide and make a way for your child. Taking half someone's check before they even look at it, it's not gonna help me take care of my child. This person did this out of spite, not because of need or to destroy or to be a part of a group. This is like the thing that I'm on. So when these things happen to me all at once, with the highs or the positive, because the amount was definitely would suffice for my child to be taken care of for her minor and teenage years. So that I need that back. Mr. Guaranteed Fair Banking for All Americans. So you need to figure that out, Bank of America, or even over there at they got me in these collections saying I owe, but y'all taking before I get. So how y'all that ain't making no sense. So that was my little story. Make sure y'all pay me back what you owe me. I ain't never been not in the limelight of this area of arena, so make sure y'all get this message since y'all want to monitor people's livelihood. So get that organized. Make sure y'all guarantee your fair banking for me too. Now let's continue. Bank regulators have used superior visionary scrutiny and other influence other regulated banks to direct or otherwise encourage politicized on unlawful debanking activities. Operation Checkpoint, for example, was well documented and systematic means by which federal regulators push banks to minimize the involvement of individuals and companies engaged in lawful activities, industries favored by regulators based on factors other than individualized, objective, and risk based standards. As a result, individuals, their businesses, and their families have been subjected to the banking on the biases and their political affiliation, religious beliefs, and lawful business activities, and have suffered frozen payrolls, debt, and crushing interest and other significant harms to their livelihoods, reputation, and financial well-being. Such practices are incompetent in free society and principles that the provision of banking services should be based on material measurables and justified risks, such as practices when welded and discriminated against customers and businesses in credit transactions due to their religion and other unlawful under Equal Credit Opportunity Act. They further undermine public trust in banking institutions and regulators and discriminate against political disbeliefs and free expression of those beliefs and weaponize politicized regulatory state. Now, let's go right into it. Let's go right into it. Now, these people have these sob story as write ups for people who are already, we were part of in 2008 or 2007, really, when the recession hit. This is the same people that they gave. Why do they want people to feel sorry for them? Why do they feel like they deserve somebody to even cry even a little bit? All these acts and all these checkpoints and all this stuff that they doing, they not helping themselves. They don't even know what this stuff is about. They just want to keep something the same. They not even doing the detail. They not doing the detail. They not doing the groundwork. They cannot write up stuff like this and then not be in tune on the ground. It's not helping. It's not helping the overall. Y'all trying to make people that already done frauded and stole get the same opportunity they already had. Move the needle. Move it to the people that did not get the opportunity yet. This is the biggest problem that y'all have writing up stupid ass shit like this. Excuse me, my language. I ain't saying nothing bad. I'm just frustrated with how stupid y'all just keep writing up stuff like this. This is what it sounds like to me. So make sure you guarantee that banking for people who are disinterested from y'all and put some more interest in them. How about that? So, and y'all brought up some old the individuals from transaction related companies that happened in all this evidence. This is some bull. This had nothing to do with banking. This had nothing to do. We did not tell them people. Nobody told them to go up there. The same people that they brought down there a few weeks ago is the same people that went in there and kicked shit over. They just wore a different mask this time. So that's for that. I ain't doing no more straw man stories on that situation. That situation they get no attention from me. So yeah, make sure everybody getting the same out too. Make sure people mail not getting stolen. Make sure people, like I said, make sure the IRS, government, all this talk y'all talking federal government, blah blah blah, banking. Make sure y'all put the right, give people their taxes. Make sure the tax money that y'all control in the government go to the right people. Make sure y'all doing y'all documentations of identifying the right people. Do the right thing. Make sure you're on point. How about that? Don't come up here making up trying to have a note so people feel sorry for y'all. Y'all don't know what to do with money. Y'all don't even need to be doing all that with money. Really, y'all need to be going to find something to do. So if y'all pass it on down to the right people, y'all be all right. But yeah, man, that's it for today, man. I ain't gonna talk too much. I'm finna go home. I'm finna get ready. I'm finna eat something. I'm gonna watch the Miami South Florida game. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day. Shout out to my child, my nieces and nephews, my grandma, my grandpa, all that. It's good Saturday. I know y'all sitting there enjoying it. Hopefully y'all strength is up par, whatever what y'all want. And we're gonna end it like that. This is Dynasty the Podcast Show. I'm your host, Ira Bush. Thank y'all for listening. I will see y'all. We're gonna come back Tuesday, the next show. We're gonna have a Tuesday show. So Tuesday we're gonna be in the booth. We're gonna give you the truth. But nah, man, thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate you.